Hi, everybody, and welcome to my first live stream in a while. This is my Aquarian Age Zodiac spread and the Relaunch live stream. It's been about 9 months since I last did a live stream. And this has mostly been because of traveling and my health and performing a lot with my music. So I hadn't had the time for it. But it's finally time to come back. So today is a big day because I relaunched my website, and let me just pop that up for you so you can actually find the link. And yeah, so I had to rebrand it because well, actually, I'll get into that in a minute, but let me just say what's going to happen actually today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the website because we're relaunching today. And then I'm going to do a Zodiac spread we're about to go into the Aquarius season, but it's a big Aquarius season because we've got Pluto also coming into Aquarius, which they only change a sign every 20 or so years. And so this is a big deal, and I'll talk about why that is. So I'm going to do an Aquarius season spread, but to sort of look also for the sort of year ahead as well as just the next month. And then after that, I'm going to do an Ask the Cards Anything, which is basically my version of Ask Me Anything or a Q&A. So people can request a reading. That can be a general reading, or it can be if you've got a specific question that you want to ask or something like that. So we'll open that up at the end. But before I get going, for those who are here, please let me know where you're at and just say hi and let me know that there's somebody there. The counter in here doesn't actually tell me very easily who's actually online. So it usually only tells me who's on YouTube and not the other platforms. So yeah, feel free to just give me a shout when you drop in. So today we relaunched the website, or I relaunched the website, and I'm going to show you it just a little bit so you know what it looks like and what to expect there, and then I'll get on with the readings after that. So let me just screen share and find the right one. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so here is my new website. So the first thing you'll know if you've seen the old one was it used to be called Choose to Play Big. And the reason for that was when I first started doing this work 2.5 years ago, I was coming from an angle of intuitive mentorship or guidance, because I sort of basically restarted my entire life when I was 40 and changed pretty much everything. And my intuition was crucial for me getting through this very turbulent time while I was refinding myself and trying to figure out what I want to do, where I want to live, and all of these things that were changing. And so in me rediscovering, reconnecting with my intuition on a deeper level, I wanted to help other people do that. And so I wanted to start from that kind of angle. But as things went along, it became clear that the tarot was what people were particularly interested in, because that was just one part of what I was offering. And I got more confident with the tarot because I've only been doing that 2.5 years as well. Even though, I've been very intuitive all my life, and all of that. So it became clear that was a really, it connected with people. And so I wanted to refocus my website on the tarot, even though the other things can be involved in our sessions as well. And so now the website has a new logo, which is the Queen of Wands. And the reason I chose the Queen of Wands is because actually in January last year, so just over a year ago, I was walking in the forest, and I was in the middle of the forest, and I got the intuitive message of, you need to be more like the Queen of Wands. And I was like, oh, okay. Usually in a tarot reading, I show up as the Queen of Pentacles because I'm very earthy, but I'm also a very fiery person as well. And the Queen of Wands is a fiery is a fire card. And so over the year, every now and then that message would come back to me. And when I was trying to think of, well, I need a new logo for my website because I've changed the name now. Then it came in again, and it's like it needs to be the Queen of Wands. So we have the Queen of Wands here, and also on my image here. And so right now, basically there's just the home page. I updated the text a little bit. We got the live stream, quick readings of 4 readings. Now this was something that's different because I used to just do tarot readings, but it's become clear over the last year that some people can't afford the full reading, or they don't need the full reading because it's a very quick thing that they actually need. And so um, I decided to offer two different things. So a quick reading could be a 10-minute, 20-minute, or 30-minute session. And they're fairly cheap. So they're easy entry for people who are on a low budget or want to do it regularly, but the regular amount would add up quite a bit. And sometimes it's good if you just have a single question, or you just want to check in and see what message spirit has, maybe pull just an oracle card and maybe a couple of tarot cards for clarifying and stuff like that. So there's that option. And then there's the full reading, which is for when basically it's a package. So I spend half an hour setting up sacred space, getting into the alpha state, invoking spirit guides to hold space for us, and then we have an hour to dive in and ask as many questions of the cards, and in whatever way that issue or decision or whatever it is that you want to focus on. So I redid this section here to focus on that. This section is pretty much the same as last time. And then just like for those who are not sure if maybe the tarot's for them or what they might want to focus on, this helps here. And the other thing is, because I changed the focus, I sort of decided to use this section to just sort of highlight that, the one of the things that's maybe a little different with the way I do one-on-one readings is I actually bring the other person into the reading. So I will say what I'm getting, and this is particularly useful when we're just starting out and we're just getting to know one another, is that I will say, okay, these are the first impressions, and then I see what that brings up in you, and then we kind of go back and forth and refine the message until we find we're at a point where we feel complete. And so that is the way I tend to work, rather than it just be a channeling and here's the message and there you go. So I wanted to make that clear because I realized I wasn't clear in my website before. So I have a little section about that now. And then there's an archive where I'm going to put up, these are the old ones. As you can see, the live stream used to be called Tarot Tuesday. And I decided to change that because last year didn't really go as planned. And I realized that I needed flexibility in my schedule because Tuesdays, trying to do it every Tuesday just became really difficult. What ended up happening is when I traveled to the UK in May, when I came back, I started getting really involved in the music, and suddenly I couldn't do it anymore. The regularity of it broke, and I just never got back to it. So to work around those kind of situations, and also my health, and quite often I have to deal with a lot of grounding, a lot of energies, and so sometimes I need quiet time for that, and I never know when that's going to happen, and so I needed flexibility in it. So that's another reason why the live stream and the website is changing name, so that I can have that, as well as give a clearer focus on what it is that I'm offering, right? And then we got some testimonials, and most of this is just the same. Now, there is this picture down here at the beginning. There's also this link up here. I've started a Facebook group, which I can show you. I believe, here we go. Yeah. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted a space where I can notify the people who are actually interested in my tarot work of upcoming live streams, any other intuitive messages I have, or offerings, and keep that a little bit separate from the music work that I do, because I know that not all of my music friends are interested in my tarot, and not all of my tarot or intuitive friends are interested in my music. So I wanted to keep a little separation there. I've been posting a lot on my personal profile this week just because the relaunch is a big deal. So unless there's something big like that, I'm probably not going to post so much on my personal profile. I'm going to just be posting in this group. So if you want to get notifications of live streams, because my live streams are not going to be regular now, and some of them may be very spontaneous because I get the feeling that I need to do one, or maybe I'm not sure how I'm going to feel and then I have to wait till the last minute, then really sign up to this group because it's the only way you're going to get notified, really, unless you decide to regularly check my website. So if we go back to here, the next thing is the schedule page is where you'll find out when I'm going to do live streams or what kind of live streams there are. So there are three kinds that I do. The Zodiac spread, which is what I'm going to do today, which is really good for looking at things over a longer period of time, from about a month to about a year. And then there's the chakra reading, which is really good for how do we navigate the current energies and deal with the symptoms that are coming up in our bodies and how we're handling the energies of the present moment, right? Or into the near future. And then there's also Ask the Cards Anything, which is basically, like I said, my version of a Q&A or an AMA, however you want to call it, but we're asking the cards and not me. So this is where you'll get all the information on when the schedule is. There's some information on the different kinds of spreads. So this is the kind of spread we'll do today, chakra readings, and just some stuff about the live stream there. And then this page is where you're going to find out about the different kind of tarot readings, some practical information, what to expect, the prices. Right now, there's a discount in January. So if you do a booking, doesn't matter what day the booking is for. So you could book something for February or March, but if you pay for it in January, you get 10% off, and the price has already been, you don't need a coupon or code or anything. The price has already been adjusted for that. So all of January, there's 10% off. So this is pretty much it. And if you're wanting to tip tonight, there's the donate link there, but I'll put that up. And the last thing I'll show you is the booking. So this is the booking page. You can decide which one you want. So for example, you say you just want a 30-minute quick reading, then you can find all the times and that here, and the price and all of that. So now I've done the plug for the website. You can check it out in your own time. I'll stop sharing now and come back here. So let's see. Yeah, and the reason why I just want to say this, I've got the three different formats. When I did the live streams before, I was doing really long live streams, like 3-hour live streams, and I was doing a Zodiac spread, which could take 45 minutes or so. And then I was doing a chakra reading, which could take the same. And then I was opening up to personal readings. So it was a long night and I would be tired, and I was only able to really do that once a month. So I wanted to split it up so it's like we're either just doing a Zodiac or just doing a chakra and all of that. So yeah, those are the different kind of formats now. And what I'm going to try and do is one Zodiac a month and one chakra a month, and then do Ask the Cards Anything when I can around that. It may not happen every month because I might travel, or I might have other projects, or my health may go up and down, but that's what I'm going to aim for when I can. So yeah. So, okay, that's all the plugging over, and I just wanted to share the website because I'm really happy with it. And obviously I'm one who did it all, so it's like my baby. So, but now I'm going to get on to the cards. Now, one extra new thing that we have that we didn't have before is we have a card cam now. Woohoo! So I don't have to hold cards up to the screen. So when we get started, I'll put the cards cam up so that you can see it better. But yeah, so let me just see. So I'm going to just share a few things first. So you'll see on this on the corner here, there's a tip jar QR code. It basically goes to this website here. So the way it works, or you can find the link on my website as well, on the donate button. And basically how this works is when I get to the end, when I open it up for readings, if anybody's tipped, then they get first dibs on readings. So you get prioritization. And otherwise I take it from the general chat. So yeah, but we'll talk more about that once we get there. So what we're going to go on to now is the Aquarian Age Zodiac spread. So a little information of why I'm doing this. So Pluto on the 20th, on Saturday, is going into Aquarius. Now, this is the second time. It's been going it went in last year between, I think it was April and June. And then it retrograded back into Capricorn. And now it's the first time coming back to the sun. So it's been 7 months, I think it's been in Capricorn, and now it's coming back into Aquarius in 2 days. And this is big because this move of Pluto into Aquarius, which is happening over a period of time, a lot of astrologers that I follow anyway, shorthand this as the beginning of the Age of Aquarius. And the reason why is Pluto causes a lot of disruption and it causes a lot of change and transition. And whenever it changes sign for the first couple of years, and the last couple of years it's in a sign, there's normally it's very tumultuous, there's a lot of change. That's when stuff comes up to really be examined. And we're going from having just spent a period of 7 months clearing house in Capricorn of all the old systems and structures and the things that we're doing in our life that no longer are aligned. So there's a lot of things that are coming up to the surface to be looked at, which is why maybe this could be a difficult time for people, and we're seeing it collectively. There's a lot of kind of chaos out there, and we're going to continue to see that because Pluto will be coming back into Capricorn in September, and will stay there till about mid-November. And then it goes for the final time back into Aquarius, and it stays there until 2044, I think it is. And so this period of basically this year where it's doing the final sort of like switcheroo between Aquarius and Capricorn, and then 2 years after that, this is going to be a really crucial 3 years where a lot of things are going to change. A lot of people are going to change what they do. We're going to see a lot of structural changes in how we do our communities, our governments. There's going to be all kinds of things that change over the next few years because of these energies. And so I want to, it's a really important time. But the reason why Saturday is important is because not only is it coming into Aquarius again for about 9 months before it does the final flip, the retrograde, and then come back again, but it's also going to be Cazimi, which means that the Pluto and the Sun are in the same degree, and it's a critical degree, which means it's even more intense. So it's like it's just a hugely intense moment. And my understanding is there are protests all around the world planned for that day. So it's going to be an interesting time. So I thought it would be good to do a zodiac spread, not just for Aquarius season, but also like thinking of the next month as setting up or being the tipping point in this transition of going over into Aquarius. So what are we going to see in the next month and the next year? So it's a good spread for that. So yeah. Is there anything else I want to say? No. Okay, let's just get on with it. So I'm going to just make this big. And you know what? I think I'm going to hide myself just so that we can. Okay, I think my microphone doesn't work if I hide myself, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment and just tune into the cards and then find out when I shuffled enough. So, Spirit, what do we need to know about this Aquarius season and how it's going to affect us for the year ahead? Sometimes it takes a while until the cards are in the right order. It's close. People who know me know sometimes I can shuffle for a while. And sometimes it happens real quick. Okay, I think that might be it. Yeah, okay. And then how many? 4. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna just see how we need to adjust this to make it fit better on the camera, and then we'll go through it. And I'm gonna just pull one for the mood as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to, there we go. Get my chart, there we go. So the way the Zodiac works is we go this way. And this is like the current mood or atmosphere, but doesn't necessarily mean is exactly what is real, but just how it feels or appears. So the first one is the first house of Aries. And so we have the 4 of Pentacles. And the first house, the house of Aries, is about ourself. how we are presenting ourselves to the world, how we are identifying our sense of self. It could be our approach to life, our attitude, and so on. Um, and so we have the Four of Pentacles. It's like we're waiting for something. We're on hold in Aquarius season. Maybe there's going to be um, things that actually sort of maybe if we have plans for certain things, maybe we're going to find ourselves on hold, or we're going to find ourselves holding ourselves back. Perhaps we're even going to be sitting on our gifts a little bit, maybe not exploring our full potential yet. I know that in winter, quite often we're in hibernation mode, right? So, so sometimes it's not the best time to really go full force into the things that we want to do. But I'm getting a feeling. So the way we do zodiac spread, because I aspect is we look at what the opposite card is. So it's like we're experiencing a delay in our success, in our achievements, maybe our victories. Perhaps we're also having some kind of a difficulty with success in our relationships, because this is the seventh house of Libra, which is often about relationships. So maybe there is something, places where we're holding back in our relationship, and it's in our relationships, and it's causing things to maybe not be as fruitful as they could be. And maybe we're finding ourselves having to maybe hold our tongue, or maybe not take some action on something, or not feeling it's time yet. Maybe we're waiting to take action on things that involve other people. So it could not just be about, say, romantic relationships. This could also be familial, work relationships. So it could be that there's something that we're doing with other people that is on hold, either the stuff that we're doing, or the way we feel when we're around other people, because this is about our sense of self. So this could be that we're feeling like we're not fully able to maybe express ourselves or be ourselves yet authentically. Like there's a part of us holding ourselves back still. So maybe we and to begin with, this part of the reading is more for the coming months. So this is more Aquarius season, but this half is more for the coming year. So think of this as like what we're about to go through in the coming month. So for this next Aquarius season, um, we may find some difficulty in being our authentic self in our relationships. We're holding back a little bit, or we're waiting to see how certain things play out and all of that. Now, moving on to the second house, which is the house of Taurus. And so this is about the things we value. This could be our finances, it can be our principles, it can be material possessions, it can be, yeah, so these kind of things. So to get the Nine of Cups here, this is like your wish fulfilled, and it's opposite the Sun. I mean, I don't know how much better cards you could have here for this particular axis. So it's like in this area of work, finances, um, what we value, which could be many things, right? These it's like finally there's some really good news coming, and this could be playing out because we've got the sun here. This is a major arcana. This could be playing out over the course of the next year, but we are going to see something in this next month, I would say, that is going to be a real relief, and a real positive turn in that direction. um, so that's wonderful. I don't know about you, but I'm loving that. So, Yeah, I don't really feel too much more to say about that, except for it because we've got the sun can often be linked to gold. And so this, I get the feeling this is actually in the financial. So especially with the Empress in the in the middle here, I think this is about this is going to be a good month for abundance, and particularly abundance manifesting. So if there's something that you're doing that could lead you in that direction, or that you're trying, maybe you're trying a new project or starting a business or something that could bring some wealth into your life or material possessions or something like that. Um, I think this could be a really great month to see a return on that work. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful alignment to see that. And with the economy the way it's been, and with inflation and all of that, so maybe we're going to see some kind of breakthrough that's going to really, really make things easier for us. So, wonderful. So the third house is the house of Gemini, and we have, interestingly enough, the only card that's reversed is the Page of Wands. So, and then we have surrender. So this is the house of communication, thinking. It could be our our attitudes. It can also be education, things like that. And so the Page of Wands is normally about when you're starting the journey and you're very inspired, but maybe you don't have the mastery yet of what it is that you're actually um, sort of starting out in your endeavor. But it is a very inspired card. Um, but we have here opposite, we have the Ten of Swords, which is the card of surrender. And it's really, I would say, the only sort of sort of difficult card there, but not so much. Um, so this feels like we may be stuck in our thinking. We may have to let go of old attitudes. There may be a lot of things that we are uh, old beliefs, and it's interesting because yeah, because we're going through this transition. Even though it's Jupiter that tends to be the planet, then that would be Sagittarius, which is linked to beliefs. Aquarius is linked to new. So in order to get the new, you need to have a completion point. You need to let go, and it's what this card is bringing here. So I think we're it's almost like what am I feeling? It's almost like there's these outdated thoughts and ways of thinking that we're going to have to reconsider. And I think this might be linked to also our relationships here and things being hold. I think maybe we're going to have a little time. Maybe we have to use this time to consider ways in which we speak to ourselves and others about our situations, and what that does to us, what that does to others, and how that creates the world around us. I think we're going to be asked to let go of a lot of things, because this is also thoughts, words, the way you visualize. So I think the way we use our mind is maybe going to need a little step back and rethink, because I think we're going to find times over this next month to a year, um, where we might come across things where we realize, um, perhaps it's not necessarily that we were wrong, but maybe we didn't have the whole picture, or maybe we jumped to a conclusion, or maybe we were being a bit too black and white in our thinking. And so I think we may be asked to re-examine our attitudes and beliefs starting this month. So I feel that there's something there, and so we may be uh, programming our minds a lot in terms of how we maybe view things starting this month. Okay, so in the fourth house, which is the house of Cancer, so this is our root, this is our home, this is also the divine feminine. This is self-care and emotions and foundations. This is what we build everything upon in our being. And we have temperance. And temperance is about divine timing and healing. And it's opposite the chariot, which is interesting because the chariot is a very fast card. And even though that is in the house of Capricorn there, which is usually where we're going to be in a year. So this is like our path forward. So this is where are now. This is where we're about to be, and this is like our future. So you can sort of see this is like our path forward in the first year, and we've got major arcana all the way through. And major arcana usually unfold over the course of the year as well. These are destined things. These are things you can't run away from. So it's like it's time to be abundant. And it's like, okay, so um, the chariot is very fast moving, like so it's about it can be about things rolling forward, but it can be a bit armored, because you see we got the armor on here, but spirit has the wheel. That's what these sphinxes here. It's like even though our ego may feel that we're in control, spirit actually has the wheel here. And with all of these cards, I feel like it's time for us to heal our relationship with abundance so that we can move forward, is what I'm getting. Move forward in a new direction. Again, this feeling that we're getting, as I talked earlier about Aquarius, a lot of us are probably going to be changing what we do over the next 3 years, or reevaluating what we do and how we prioritize our time, where we give our time and energy to. And I feel that this is calling to that. I think the way that we bring and manifest abundance into our lives is going to change. Our relationship to abundance is going to change, but this is also a nature card as well. So this could be about self-care, the way we take care of ourselves. So this relates to the healing aspect of this as well. So I was thinking taking care of ourselves, having a better attitude and relationship with abundance, and focusing on what is actually aligned. We're going to actually really move forward over the course of the next year as a collective, as well as individually. So I think that this move from where we are now, where we're rooted now, what is happening to us now in our foundation, we're kind of like it's time, it's divinely time for us to sort of shift in our core of our being. So this transition is really powerful. And so I think it's going to be a major year for abundance and changing direction in what it is we do and how we show up in the world. So, ooh, wow. Okay. So, let's just have a look. I can see. I can see we've got. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Oh, okay. So I can see. Okay. I'm just gonna redo the overlay because for some reason. Why is that? So it's good to see you back. I'm not sure who you are. If you're in the group, then I would recommend there's the link that I shared that will let you share who you are. Otherwise, you could just tell me who you are. But yeah, okay, now I can see you on the screen. Yeah, I can see how it's working. So I'm just going to go back to the captions. But whoever you are, I'm glad you're back too. For some reason, with Facebook groups, it's not the same with any of the other channels, but it's like I had to add the app, the Restream app that allows me to stream to the group. And it's like everybody's in the group has to give permission to share their name and their profile picture. And if you don't do that, I have no idea who you are. But if you're just watching on like YouTube or Twitch, you can see. So, yeah. But anyway, just so you know. Oh, I didn't put I was gonna add that link in the captions. Let me just see if I can oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna copy the link here and pop it here. If you go to this link, then oh, it's only showing up. It's not showing up on Facebook. I'm still learning how what does and doesn't work in this, and I've changed a lot of things. But um, maybe you can see the link, maybe you can't. But it's definitely in the Facebook group. There's a chat.restream.io/FB link. If you follow that, then I'll figure out who you are. Okay, but otherwise, good to see you too. All right, let's carry on. So now, after that amazing transition there in the middle, now we're in the fifth house. So this is the fifth house of Leo. So this is romance, love, play, creativity, childlike spirit, but it's also could be like self-expression and drama. So these are the sort of key characteristics here. And we are opposite the Third of Pentacles. Okay, so it feels like in these aspects of our life, so our love, our creativity, our self-expression, maybe we're having issues that cause drama in our lives. We are moving out of troubled water into calmer water, which means we're kind of like we're past the hump in whatever transitions or obstacles that maybe we've had in these areas, and we're building a really solid foundation, particularly with other people as well, because this is about teamwork, and it can also be about entrepreneurial things as well, which could be linked to this whole transition and what it is that we do in direction, right? So it could be that our creativity, for example, um, could be starting to become more entrepreneurial, starting to work with others and collaborate. There could be these connections here that are starting to happen that are gonna start bearing fruit soon down the line. We still got some work to do, but things are getting easier. But also going back to this relationship axis here, it could be that yeah, we're moving into so this would be with our romantic partners in particular. It could be that where there's been difficulties, things are starting to ease up now, and you're starting to build a solid foundation, either in the way you've healed from those relationships, because there's pentacles, so this could be about health, but also in maybe how you're connecting with others or strengthening relationships. So it feels like there is, and particularly with this, so we're maybe getting more nurturing in our romantic relationships. That's starting to become bearing fruit, being fruitful. So it feels like where there's been difficulty, it's like that the work that's been done there has built a really strong foundation that's allowing you to start to see progress in that areas, even though there's some work to be done. It's like you've turned the corner, but there's still a bit. It's like being 60% through whatever phase this is, right? So it's still a bit of work to do, but you've done the worst of it, right? So so yeah, so that feels like things are starting to progress in a better direction. Now, the sixth house, so this is the house of Virgo. So here we're talking about health and fitness. It can be sort of the analytical side of our nature. It can be our daily routines. It can be, I quite often, because I got a lot of Virgo in me, I quite often consider when I say I'm in Virgo mode, that's when I'm like being really disciplined and really just like knuckling down and getting things done. But yeah, so it can also be the way we are a service in the world as well. So we have the Ace of Swords opposite the Knight of Cups. So it feels like so the Ace of Swords. This could be like this is a new beginning. So there's something has turned a new leaf, and particularly maybe with our mental health, I would say. Um, but also the Ace of Swords can be like almost an announcement or um, the way we speak and think about something. And opposite this, we have the Knight of Cups, which is interesting because it's well aspected here. So I'm gonna read that as following your heart. This is somebody that can be a bit fickle because the heart can be fickle, and one day it can tell you do this, and then one day it can tell you to do that. But it feels like they're the like new beginnings through following your heart. And then there's a focus. So I'm getting the word focus. So it's like focus on your heart, opening your heart. What is your heart telling you? Not to get too focused on just the mind. It's like I'm also getting the sense of heart mind balance. Some of us can be, because the Virgo can be very analytical, it can be very perfectionist and in the mind. Um, and so it's almost like wanting to find that balance between using the best of the mind and the best of the heart and bringing them together to find balance in particularly, I would say, our mental health, but also our emotional health, and also making sure that maybe as we're going through this transition of figuring out what is more aligned for us, what is it that we have to heal, and all of that, that we're not getting too sucked into what the mind thinks, and maybe not too sucked into being overly emotional about things, but trying to find the wisdom of both, and bringing them together and finding a balance. Mm, yeah, and I think that that will be very, very successful if you're able to do that. And I think it feels like there's something else there. Let me just see. Hmm. A new way of thinking about things again. Okay. So maybe allowing the heart to teach us as we're reevaluating, where was that? So that was here. As we're reevaluating, maybe allowing our heart to sort of fill in the gap where we've had to let go of outmoded thoughts and all of that. So I think maybe allowing the heart to teach us how we adjust our mental attitude towards things, whilst allowing the mind to help us uh, deal with our emotions. So because we may have times where our emotions come up and get the better of us. So using the mind to help us bring back into our center when the emotions get out of control, and then use the heart to bring us back into a center when our mind gets out of control. So yeah, there feels like, and then yeah, almost using that as an act of self-care, as I'm getting here from the Empress here. So yeah, so there is a need to engage our emotional intelligence as well as our actual mental intelligence here, and bring them together so they're not two separate entities that can be in a tug of war. They need to be working together, and particularly when it comes to our health, our mental health, our emotional health, and our work habits, and how we assess things, um, when in and how we're being disciplined as well. So yeah, yeah, interesting. So now we get into the seventh house of relationships, but this can also be about agreements, partnerships, contracts, anything where we're sort of like working in relation to others. So this coming month and maybe year is going to be a very successful time for our relationships, and we are still in the North Node is now in the relationship axis, and this means let's see, the North Node is in Aries, which is here, and the South Node is in Libra. And it's going to be there for, I think, till the end of this year sometime. It must be because it swapped last summer and it stays in each axis for 18 months. So for the rest of this year, we're playing out the relationship axis. So we're healing old wounds with our relationships. So um, we're also moving into new relationships, strengthening new relationships. So it's a very important time. And also our sense of self in relationships, because areas about our sense of self. So it's like, how do we have healthy relationships? We don't lose ourselves, or we don't dominate the relationship, where we can actually be in good partnership with one another. So this is like the transition we're going through over this year with the North and South node in astrology. And so I think we're going to be. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you so much. I love that you're liking the reading. um, so yeah, so it feels like it's going to be a very good year to work on our relationships, and there's a lot of potential for success and to have very nurturing relationships. Now, it could be that we're a little apprehensive about opening up, perhaps for people who have had heartbreak, or have had some tough lessons to learn in relationship, whether they're still in a relationship or not. Um, so there may be some hesitancy in opening up ourselves and actually daring to share who we are with others. But if we do, it's going to be very successful, and very fruitful relationships. So this is going to be a year that's inviting us to open our hearts, to really assess what it is we want from our relationships, and to be willing to do the work on ourselves so that we can actually attract that and get that, express our needs as well. The Empress, is about our needs. So I think that this is a great year to work on your dynamics when you're in a relationship, as well as either attracting a new relationship, strengthening an existing one, or moving on from an old one so you're ready for the next one when it happens. I think this is going to be a very powerful and successful time for people to actually do this work. And, just looking around us, we've got the sun and the ace, so new beginnings. The sun is the most like positive card in the deck, you could say. Some people have different opinions on that, but it's very, very auspicious. So, and even here, it's like if you follow your heart, you're going to get your wish, even if you're afraid to open up. So, um, yeah, I would say that any work you need to do, if you know that there is some work you need to do in your heart with relationships, this is the year to really invest your energy into doing that. I would say so. It started last summer, but really, this year is going to be very powerful. So I'd really, really recommend working on that in whatever capacity you need to, in whatever way you can. So, yeah. So now we move on to the eighth house here. So we have the sun opposite the nine of cups. So the eighth house is a house of Scorpio, and this is about um this could be about intimacy. This could be about the things that we do and share with one another. So this could be merged finances. So these could be things like inheritances or pensions or loans and properties, and the things that we do, the sort of bigger money investments, rather than, like, say, our wage that we would get, which might be more related to down here. So these could be our bigger investments. It can be about the great mysteries as well. So, and also it's like the Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So we have the sun here, and Scorpio and Pluto can sometimes be really difficult seasons. Like, if you're ever in, November and you're having a tough time, it's probably because you're going through the dark night of the soul, Scorpio season. And so it could be a tough time because you're kind of detoxing and you're bringing up all the shadow stuff that you need to release and all of that kind of work. But here we have the sun. So the sun shines a light on everything and makes everything better. So, so again, and I feel this because of the feeling I got here. Again, I feel this financially, this is particularly important. I think we're going to see greater long-term investments, because now we're on the top here. This is more over the next year, and this is also a major arcana, so they tend to unfold over a year. So over the next year, there is great potential for perhaps new investments or very successful investments you already have, or things shifting to bring more abundance into your life. But this can also be, going back to relationships, about a lot of shining the light on how we're intimate with other people, and particularly maybe with new relationships as well. So this could be a very good year for learning to be intimate with people if you've had intimacy issues, but also I'm feeling it's more strongly connected to the financial axis here, because this is the financial axis as well as some other things. So yeah, I feel that again, it's going to be the things that we've wished for, particularly in relation to abundance, and the way we are nurtured in this world, is, that's pretty much a big thumbs up from the universe. You've got the sun's got your back. So yeah, so I just love that. So I think that I don't have much more to say. I think I said it mostly in when we were down here. So now we're into the house, or the ninth house of Sagittarius. So this is travel, philosophy, and wisdom. This is like learning and ethics. It can also be about luck and fortune and things like that. So, which is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter expands everything and tends to be very lucky. So it's that house. So in these aspects of our life, so again, this is our philosophies, our attitudes. It could also be related to travel. Maybe we're gonna see travel plans not work out the way we thought they were gonna work out, but something's coming to an end here. So it feels like the way we understand the world or make sense of the world, our beliefs are very much coming up for review, and we're probably going to be letting go of a lot of things and discovering new things. Maybe we're going to discover new information, new truths about ourselves or the world, and so we have to reevaluate and just let go of what no longer serves us. Um, and this may mean that the things that we thought we were going to sort of like uh, begin this year, maybe take a different direction, because it's not being framed in the same way anymore, in the way we think about things. Maybe it no longer feels aligned. Maybe we started a direction and then something happens to make us reevaluate things, so we realize that's not really the direction we need to go in anymore. So that stuff's coming up. But this is a 10. And so this is something coming to an end. This is something completing. Um, and yeah, so I feel that I pretty much said it last time, but I feel that the other way it could relate is because this is a page. This page in particular is like a page starting out on his journey, and I'm kind of feeling like maybe we're gonna see maybe we'll see some disruption in travel plans. Maybe we have to let go of a plan that we made and it has to be readjusted. But because we have the chariot here, we have the sun, I don't think if that does happen, I don't think it's going to be a big issue or a very long delayed thing. I think it would be something that would resolve quickly if that does happen. It just may be that things require us to pivot and adjust a little bit, but whatever it is coming to an end anyway. So it may just be it's just like a final flush out of whatever the obstacle is or whatever the attitude is that we're letting go of. So it may not be a big problem because pages are a small thing. So it maybe there's a minor uh, thing going on there, but I think it's more about our attitudes and beliefs. So And then I think we pretty much said this already, a 10th house of Capricorn. So this is our direction, our purpose, the structures that we um, work within or contribute to. So this could also be considered our career, our reputation. This is the masculine. It can also, yeah. So it's a lot of things. So I think we're going to be over the course of the year. This is like where we'll be in a year. I think we will be rolling ahead because we've let go of what doesn't serve us and we've built a strong foundation. It's very leading us to abundance. So I feel that we're going in a great direction there. And yeah, I don't think I have anything more to add to that one, as I already talked about it here. So the next one is Aquarius. So this is the Aquarius card here, and it's opposite the Six of Swords here. So it feels like this month to a year, because we're on the top here. So this is for the next year, we are building the foundation of the changes that are going to happen over this season that Pluto is in Aquarius, particularly. It's going to feel like we're building a whole new world, both personally and collectively. And it may happen very quickly. But what's important is that we've kind of already, maybe we've already done most of the hard work that's maybe held us back in this actually rolling out. But that work has led us to a solid foundation that's going to mean that we're going to live in a more abundant world. We're going to be following our heart more, and we're going to be in a more aligned direction. So, yeah, but right now, particularly with this next month, um, there still may be challenges. We've only just gotten over the hump of whatever difficulties have been in our way for actually doing this, and since uh, um, Pluto has been in Capricorn, has been in Capricorn this last 9 months. Has it been? Yeah, 9 months. It's almost like we're clearing house. We're getting rid of all the structures and the ideas that no longer serve us, and this is just letting go again, right? As well, and that, even though it can be hard work, creates the space for the new to come in. And I think this year is literally building that new foundation in that space, so that whatever unfolds over the next 20 years and beyond is going to be built on top of that, both personally and collectively. So, because Aquarius is all about the new, it is about our groups and communities, as social awareness, humanitarianism, new technologies, the future. It can also be about weirdness. So it could be about stuff that you were not expecting, or completely things out of left field. So expect some changes that you were not expecting to happen over this period that Pluto is in Aquarius. But this next year is like, it's just the fundamentals of what we need to move into this new era. So yeah, and as long as we're following our heart and doing what feels aligned to us, we're gonna be able to use those energies best. Now, finally, we have the 12th house of Pisces, which is opposite the Ace of Swords here. And this is quite often like the message from our deep unconscious. This is also about endings, healing, closure, spirituality, karma, what's hidden, and again, our limiting beliefs and subconscious. So, the message, I think we already talked about it, is the best way to navigate this is to follow our heart, particularly when we're in new endeavors, and particularly if those new endeavors require a lot of thought, new attitudes, visualization, that require mental effort. Um, so it's very important as we start new things that our heart is involved in that process from the beginning, from the foundation level, and that we are following. We're going after what we really wish for in life instead of what we feel like we have to, and to also believe. Look at our limiting beliefs around, can I receive what I want? So, and not hold back. So, really examine, what is it that you want? And look at yourself when you're holding back in looking at that. Why do I think that that's the limit there? Um, why am I imposing a limit there? Why do I feel that I can't accept that or can't receive that? So I think this may be part of the limiting release, so we're letting go of here as well as here. So um yeah, reconsider what it is that you can receive from this universe. Look at where scarcity takes over in your mindset. What can you do to receive more abundance? And believe that you're worthy of receiving it. Because if you don't believe that you're worthy to receive something, it doesn't matter how much manifesting energy you put into it, you are blocking it by believing that you can't receive it. So that's another area to work on with your limiting beliefs is, if anything is possible, what in me is standing in my way of receiving that? And what is it that I want? Because you can't manifest before you know what you want and visualize and so on. So I think we need to do a lot of healing around that, so that we can really follow our heart and go for what it is that we wish unapologetically. Particularly when we're looking at moving in a new direction. So I mean, I feel like some of this healing here might be related to that as well. So I think it's going to be a very powerful time for us, both in terms of our abundance, how we show up in the world, and our relationships. So, wow, I love that. I'm really excited. I don't know about you, but that's I didn't know what was going to come up today, and wow, I'm really happy about that. Mm. I'm feeling like I hadn't planned this, but I'm feeling like I want to draw an oracle card as well to go along with this reading. So I just want to see what deck wants to work with me. I think it might be the Rose Oracle. One sec. Okay, I think we need to do Rose Oracle and Starseed. So I'll start with the Rose Oracle. So I love the Rose Oracle. Okay, so what message do you have for us for Aquarius season and the Aquarian age? Okay, let's. I have to just haven't got a lot of space here. So. So we get rapture. And that says sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. So definitely relating to the relationships here. So let's see what else to say. I think I've had this once before, but let's see. Rapture. Okay. Flora is the ancient Roman goddess of spring and flowers. In one myth, she is struck by Cupid's arrow and overwhelmed by love and completely breathless in a moment of rapture. She called for Eros. However, the sound Ros came out of her mouth instead, so Rose became another word for Eros, and it also became a symbol for love, beauty, and passion. Many patriarchal religions have placed a shameful cloak around sensuality, sex, pleasure, ecstasy, rapture, and sexuality. One of the most natural, pleasurable parts of life has become conditioned and judged. The rose wants us to heal from this and to remember that pleasure, sensuality, sexual preference, and expression of desire can be some of the most sacred and miraculous things about being a human on earth. This card comes with a message about receiving and giving love and pleasure. Flora wants you to know that your sensuality, your passion, and your sexuality, no matter how you identify, are sacred and holy. She wants you to connect with your sensual true nature and to celebrate this in all people. And the transmission that comes with it is, my sensuality is sacred and holy. Other people's sensuality is sacred and holy. I open myself up to express and receive love in a way that feels safe and good to me. I release painful programming experiences and return to love. Wow. And I think that is very much in alignment with the relationship aspects of the Zodiac I was getting here. That we needed to open up and be willing to, and a very potent time for us to work on our relationships in the coming year. So beautiful message from the Rose Oracle. Now let's see what the Starseed deck has to say. Okay. And 4 again. Okay, so we get double mission. Light worker starseed. Serve the world by being you. Well, isn't that just perfect? All right, I'm just going to bring these over like that and look that up. Again, doing things that are in alignment with who you are. Double mission. Okay, it doesn't seem to be in order. Where is it? It's under mission. I don't even see it in here. Let me just double check this. Oh, there it is. I'm tired. There we go, 56. All right, here we go. Light worker starseeds are mission and purpose orientated. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, an individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for lightworker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. This. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You'll be reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, and then lose yourself in the doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. So your star seed soul inquiry is, how can you serve the world by being you? I mean, isn't that just what I was talking about with the following your heart? Oh, wow. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So that brings us to the end of the Zodiac reading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up if there's anybody who wants to have either a general reading or has a question for the cards, then you can put it in the chat, or you can, if you want to prioritize, you can, oh, not that one. You can donate. I'll check the donate box in a little bit. I'm going to start to put this away and just reshuffle the cards. So either pop something in the chat or in a tip jar. And if you want a general reading, it helps if you know if you want to focus on, say, health, money, career, or your direction, relationships, your home life, something like that. So some area. And if you just want to just see what spirit has to say, then that's fine too. So if you want to put that in the chat, do. I'm going to pop this away, and then we'll see if anybody wants a reading. So you have a moment now. And for those watching, also let me know where you are. I'd love to know where you are. Let's turn that right around. All right, so I'm just going to give everything a little shuffle and clear. Just to reset this decks. All right, that's that one. Oh, we have someone from Australia. Hi, Apple Luna. That's great. So good to see you. I didn't realize I was reaching that far. This is actually my first time streaming on Twitch as a tarot reader. I streamed a while ago when I was kind of a little bit into gaming and stuff, but haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, it's my first tarot Twitch, so it's good to see someone from over there too. All right, okay. So I'm just going to check the tip jar and in the chat. One sec. And then I'll see if anyone wants a reading. Didn't actually have this open. That would have been a good idea. No, okay, so there's nothing in the tip jar right now. So free to anybody who wants a reading in the chat, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna just turn off my logo just so I can see the chat a little better. There we go. Oh, you have a tarot channel too, fellow tarot reader. Excellent. I'm glad you're liking the reading. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. It's actually been a shame that I didn't get a chance to do it the last 9 months or whatever it's been. So yeah, um, you were gonna look, no problem, no problem. I know not everybody wants a reading, that's fine. Some people would rather do it one-to-one, that's also fine. If I don't see anybody in the chat ask for a reading soon, then what I'll do is I'll start wrapping up. But yeah, you're also welcome to talk for a bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to think because sometimes is there anything else that feels like it wants a reading? Hmm. Trying to see if there's some message that maybe we could draw on, or whether that's enough. So we've been going. I'll be going for an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Okay, Joshua. Okay, Joshua got in first. So let's just pop that up. Mm-mm-mm. Close. Okay, so Josh says, you want to join LHP. What do the spirit guides want me to know? Okay, I don't know what LHP is. It would help if maybe you could explain that to me, but I can start shuffling for sure. Okay, let me just focus now. Just focus on you, Joshua Mika. Getting close. Oh, almost. Oh, that might be it. Yeah, there we go. 3. Okay. 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 Hmm. Okay. So I still don't know what you mean by LHP. If you are able to give me some insight, but then I'll just start with what I'm getting to begin with. So you're showing up as the Page of Wands, and as we talked about before, it's like you're inspired to start a journey. You don't necessarily, or to start something. You haven't necessarily taken the steps yet, um, or maybe know what you need to in order to accomplish it. But you're in a position where you're inspired. The situation. So this is joining LHP. It's a left-hand path. Okay. And what exactly do you mean by that? It's not a phrase I'm necessarily familiar with, or I'm reaching and not quite. I feel like I should know that, but I'd be interested in knowing what you mean by that. Is it particular uh, modality or practice or something? Okay, so the situation, so the left-hand path, as we know there, I don't know if it's the situation that you're in right now because you haven't actually joined yet, but maybe the situation is leading you to want to join. Maybe it's been difficult, or the transition of joining would be difficult. So it'd be interested to know what I'm kind of feeling maybe the situation, because this is a 10, so the situation maybe that's led you to want to join has been it's a kind of practice. Okay. Um so if you've been there, feels like maybe there's been some kind of struggle that's made you maybe want to take up this practice. Or the practice itself could be difficult for you, even though you want to do it. You're coming, so this is like the past and underlying influence. So this is coming from a place of uh, truth, and also this could be mental mastery. You could see this as, so if it's maybe some kind of, say, meditation practice or something that requires the mind involved, so then maybe you're already coming from a place where you're quite you've been working on this area before. Yes, okay, all right, yeah, so you're already coming from a place of um quite some mastery, I would say, because you've already been working on this for some time, maybe in different modalities perhaps, and maybe that's why you're choosing to want to maybe add this into the mix. So how this situation is appearing, and this is how it's appearing, not necessarily how it is maybe is the 10 of cups. And the 10 of cups, because we've got this card, the 10 of cups can be about our, when we've got rose-colored glasses on things, when we it can be about a facade, when we think something is really good, but there's actually maybe sometimes it can be about when we idolize things, um, and maybe don't see the reality of it, maybe when we project onto it, onto certain situations. So maybe there is some idolized hope that this practice will lead to something because you've been in this difficult situation, or something that's been a struggle, either with another practice or in starting this practice. And what we're getting in the sort of near future um, is the Seven of Pentacles, and this could be about a time of taking stock and seeing how things develop, and then deciding if it's where you really want to continue. It can be about patience as well. But because I'm also getting here, so here's the advice either side of this. So this card is often about there being something missing and walking away because of it, and maybe going within, because this can be about walking into the cave, withdrawing. So maybe there is something um, about this practice or another practice that you have that might, if you maybe take some time away to evaluate, because I think this is also looking at maybe, is this going to be something that's actually going to add something to you? Um, and then we have the King of Wands. So this is again, we have another king here. So this is about spiritual self-mastery. So I feel like maybe you're going to see. Now, it could be two ways. It could be that maybe this isn't a practice for you, and in the process of evaluating, you're going to find something else, or it's going to lead to some kind of soul growth for you, or perhaps just the ability to take stock itself and maybe take a moment away to decide if that's for you. And even if you come back, that's going to add something. But it feels like that maybe what you're hoping to this will achieve maybe won't quite be what you're maybe sort of like, it's not that it's necessarily a no, don't do it. It's almost like, maybe reevaluate why you want to do it and what you're hoping to get out of it, and then seeing if it's still worth it for you. Um and that process may be in itself valuable and to your sort of practice. I think maybe, do I want to dig a bit deeper? Um, hmm. Mm. No, but maybe I want to pull an oracle. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, the Rose Oracle's calling me again. You get it? Okay, good. I think the Rose Oracle might have an additional message for you, so I'm just gonna see what comes up. Yeah, yeah, because we have a couple of cups here. Cups are about the heart, emotions, and this is the base deck, the Oracle deck. So let's just see what the heart has to say. Hmm. Four. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit hard. I'm gonna maybe have to arrange this a little different next time, so I've got room to cut the deck. Four. Sometimes I have to do it 4 times. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. So we got the Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. So I'll just pop that there. And I'll just get the message for you. And this may be, about your specific question, or it might just be on a slight tangent, something else you need to know. I'm getting a feeling it might be that, but let's just see. Be anointed. Maybe it's at the beginning. There we go. Rose oil has been used to anoint initiates through the ages. Royalty 2. This card is here to herald you into an even more powerful expression of what you came here to be and do. It's calling you to step forth into your inner queendom and kingdom, to answer the greatest call of your soul and face your true north, to seed even more of what you came here to share, to acknowledge your arrival as the initiate of your life, to shed the external noise that you may have been stopping from, let me start again, to shed the external noise that may have been stopping you from being all that you already are, to realize that you've been training for this for a long time, perhaps even lifetimes. The path your soul chooses to walk is one that few have the courage to walk, and you came here for this. You're being led through this. Your soul is ancient, and with every step you've taken it in everybody. Okay, start that line again. Your soul is ancient, and with every step you've taken in everybody you've been planted in, you're gathered a kaleidoscope of gifts that are ready to be shown and shared. You're being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing, to lead, lead, lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you'll walk it. And as with all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you're just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So go your own way, trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. And the soul inquiry is, how are you being called to step forward and lead? I hope that helps you. I hadn't pulled that card before from the stack, so I didn't know it was in here. That's amazing. Well, I wish you many blessings on your path, my friend. That sounds like quite a calling you have in this world. So I hope that helped you. Okay, so would you still like a reading, Apollina? I'll just spot on. Oh, wonderful. Great. I'm so glad. You're so welcome, Joshua. And you're always welcome to come back in one of the live streams and do a check-in if you feel you need it. Sometimes with these big things, it's good to just take a pulse every now and then and just see how things are going, Yeah. So let's just. All right. Are you still there, Apollina? Do you still want one, or you want to look? Oh, it would help if I put all the cards back in the deck before I clean them. Or clear them, I mean. All right. Well, we'll see if Apple is still here. All right, I'm feeling like, I don't know if you're still here, Apple, but I'm feeling like, oh, hey, Robert. Good evening to you. I'm just doing, I'm towards the end of my stream, but I'm doing readings from the cards from people in the chat. So if you want a reading, let me know. I'm just going to check the tip jar again, just to be sure. Yeah. So, excuse me. Let's get some water. But let me know, Luna or Robert, if you want a reading. Otherwise, I'll start wrapping up because it's almost been 2 hours now. But if you've only just got here, Robert, you're welcome to watch a replay afterwards. I did a Zodiac spread for all of us for the coming sort of month to a year. So you're very welcome to watch that afterwards if you only just joined. I feel like I want to pull an oracle card for Apollina. Maybe she'll watch it when she comes back. But let me just see. Maybe the starseed. No, spirit animal. Spirit animal wants to speak. which is one of my favorite decks. The first Oracle deck I got, actually. So this one is for you, Luna. I don't know if you're still lurking or if you've gone, but hopefully you'll see this, and if nothing else, I hope your message gets to you on a spirit level, if nothing else. Okay. So, Spirit, what message do you have for Apple Luna? Almost. There we go. 3. All right. This card has been showing up a lot recently. Lizard Spirit. Now, maybe you don't like lizards or not, but look at that message. Dream the world into being. I'm not surprised this. I get the feeling that this message might apply to more than just Luna. So, where's the book? There's the book. Especially with the Aquarian Zodiac spread I just did, right? So it's 38. Ooh. It's getting cold in here. Okay. Dream the world into being. When was the last time you basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? Now, doesn't that just relate to the message we had earlier? Lizard spirit appears when you are called to let your imagination flow and dream something new. Inspiration is available to you now if you're willing to slow down and let your eyes close a little, allowing ideas to dance in your head. What might come into being if you were to pursue your dream? How might you grow and expand if you allowed yourself to dare to believe in the impossible, making it possible first in your dreaming mind and then in the world as you co-create with spirit? Give in to the power of imagination, and soon your dream will become clearer. The steps will reveal themselves, and what was ephemeral will begin to coalesce into form. Dream it and be it. Spirit asks you to dare to dream big. Well, I think that just sums up everything that I did today. So maybe that's actually a really good place to bring this to a close. This card has shown up a lot recently, and I think as soon as I saw it, I got the feeling that that message is for all of us. So as well as just you, Apple Luna. So, yeah. So I had a wonderful time tonight, and I will be back. So let me just wrap things up. So I'd really appreciate it, as you know, this is the launch day today for both my rebranded website and starting up the live stream again. If because I'm trying to build my Tara network. So if you like what you see today and want to help me out, then I'd really appreciate if you can share either this replay that goes out or like my website, which I'll put up for you so you can find it, or even the Facebook group that I showed you earlier, because I really want, this is what I'm being called into, and it's been a sort of like very slow process to build a foundation, but it's very clear that I'm being really called into action now in terms of being that sort of guide for people using the tarot. So I would appreciate all your help in that. The other thing is that, just to remind you, there is a 10% discount on my one-on-one bookings for January. It doesn't matter if you book something for February or March, but if you buy it this month, you get 10% off. It's automatically knocked off the price. You don't even need a discount code, and you can find that by going to my website here. And yeah, as for next week, I've got a bit of a busy week next week, so the first half I'm not going to be able to do anything. But what I might do, so maybe Thursday or Friday, I might do a Ask the Cards Anything, like we were just doing at the end here, and just open it up to the audience, and just see what maybe I intuitively feel like doing readings on. So if I do that, I'll announce that in the Facebook group, which you can find if you go to my website. There's a link for that. So yeah, join up there if you want to get notified, or you can just check back regularly on my schedule page on my website and see when things are. Otherwise, I'm planning on doing a chakra reading on the 1st of February, but that's to be confirmed closer to the time. But yeah, so that's it, folks, for tonight. Thank you so much for coming along and joining in and watching, and for those who share and like and all of that, thank you so much too. I'm looking forward to this being the beginning of my journey of being a guide to people using the tarot and the oracle decks and all of that. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.